Hey guys, so what you're about to watch is part one of getting Hank the Hooker running and back on the road. I was hoping to have him running in just the first part, at least running and kind of moving under his own power, but it's snowballed like everything else that I touch in my life. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and break it up into more manageable pieces because otherwise the video would end up being like 3 or 4 hours long, and I just don't have time for that in my life. So yeah, I hope you like it. Definitely, kind of leave me a comment. Let me know, what I should change, what I should show more of, everything like that. I'm still kind of getting used to, having to film everything in my shop. And my shop, as you can tell, is not the most conducive to filming. There's a lot of light where you don't really want it, and no light where you do, and so on. So anyway, definitely let me know what you thought of it, and hope you like it. Hey guys, so Hank got dropped off the other day, and we just kind of stuck him in the driveway just to have, somewhere to put him, because there's a car here. But I think what I'm going to do is, hopefully to get it running, I'm just going to pull it up in front of the bay doors and try and work on it that way. It looks like rain, so I might have to, I don't know, tent it or something. But yeah, so first things first, I got to move some cars around in the driveway, see if I can pull it up the hill. It has no brakes, so I'm going to try and back it down, or whatever, roll it down with the truck. And yeah, then we're gonna get started. Hopefully just, I'm gonna pull the intake off, probably the valve covers, oil pan, just kind of poke around, look at it, see what's what. So yeah. Okay, so we finally got got this thing in the shop, and she's pretty rough looking. So you'll notice the two different color valve covers, which is perfect. The 70s like EGR 2-barrel intake, the 2-barrel carb, the HEI that's kind of eating the firewall there. And we're pretty much, instead of just seeing if it runs, we're just going to go ahead and rip all of this off, and then, yeah, put some parts this engine really doesn't deserve on it, and kind of go from there. You guys ever had to bargain with a bolt? Start threatening it with torches and bolt splitters and things? Because I'm about there. Ha, victory! I have never had this happen to me before. Not one time have I ever had an engine, that's been sitting for a long time, that every single one of the exhaust bolts came out. Yesterday I did get the block all basically torn down to a short block, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up. It looks pretty decent. I pulled the oil pan off too, and other than some sludge in the oil pan, which is pretty standard from an engine that's been sitting forever, it's not too bad. There is a little bit of carbon buildup, so I'm gonna go through with some wire brushes and some brake clean and kind of attack it like that, and then start putting it back together. Which I did get. I have some other parts for this that have just been kind of sitting around in the shop. So they're probably the wrong parts for this particular build, but we're going to put them on anyway. So yeah, and while I've got it all torn apart, I might even paint it. If I have paint laying around it, it's basically free. So, my personal favorite on how to clean engines is start with my engine cleaner. Then I go to my other engine cleaner. And then finally I just use these wire brushes from the dollar store. So I went ahead and I pulled the heads off of that guy way back there to just kind of clean them up, because I'm going to throw them on Hank's engine, which is what all of this is. And just kind of real quick, I want to show you why it's a good idea to change your oil. So I've already been picking at this head for a minute with a screwdriver, but you can still see just the amount of like junk that's built up in it, just caked on. And this engine actually had a spun rod bearing when I took it apart to freshen it up, which is where all of the parts for Hank are coming from, and wonder why it had a spun rod bearing when the inside of it looked like that. So change your damn oil. Well, the engine's back together at least, but it looks like crap. So we're going to give it the old rattle can rebuild, and looks like it's gonna be gloss black, because that's what I had laying around. I got the valve covers painted. This paint is garbage. It comes out, it's like, I don't know, it's almost like it's textured, like it's rough, it's orange peeled so bad. So definitely never going to use that again. But they still, I mean, you can kind of see them there. They look okay. They look good enough for Hank. But I'm gonna let them sit overnight and then come back and use Milbert to fly cut the top of them and cut them back to aluminum just on the tops of the letters and stuff. And I think that'll look pretty good. Or I will probably, more likely, I'll just end up ruining the whole thing, painting them black and sticking them on. This is day number, I don't know, 372 or something on Hank. So today, what I'm going to be doing is, first things first, I've got to finish painting some stuff with just some black engine paint, and I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick while I'm waiting for it to dry. And then I'm going to pull Hank out, and I went and bought the absolute cheapest pressure washer I could find in town, which was like $80, because my electric one and my gas one were both broken. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot and pressure wash the engine bay, kind of get some junk off of it, and see what I can do about wire brushing and bed lining the engine bay just with rattle can bed liner, just to kind of make it look a little bit better.